8XP nền tảng đáng tin.
The world's best pool players are here in Sarajevo. We started the week with 256. We are now down to the final four. It is the last day of the 2025 European Open. Who will be crowned champion come the end of the day? We are in the beautiful city of Sarajevo, steeped in history, and we've had fantastic hospitality this week, welcomed by simply everybody. No surprise that Sarajevo was the European City of Culture in 2014. It is semi-finals and finals day. It's the last day of the 2025 European Open. We're at the Hotel Hills. It is the last day here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and every day has provided stories with twists and turns, and no doubt today will do that as well. It's the fourth staging of the event. The last three have been in Germany. It's the first time here in Sarajevo, and it's been absolutely brilliant. Delighted to be here with Carl Boys and Jeremy Jones. Gentlemen, it's been wonderful over the last few days. We've seen so many twists and turns in the storylines. But JJ, in terms of the significance of the European Open on this stage, how big has it been this week?
Oh, it's been real big. I mean, considering you're coming to a country that is growing in pool and maybe not, you know, like the Philippines or some of those other big countries in pool, but looking to get there, and it's been all smiles and a lot of energy.
What's been the response from everyone here? The crowds have been absolutely brilliant this week, and the feedback's been amazing.
Yeah, obviously, you know, when you come to new countries like this where, you know, obviously we've got one standout player in Sanjin Perlovanovic, and, you know, he managed to make it through to the final 16, and the crowd was obviously a lot bigger. Now there's some other faces where the locals might not, you know, 100% know them, but this is what the World Nine Ball Tour's about. It's about growing, you know, the game of nine ball, putting it out to new countries and getting new fans as well as players.
Yeah, really expanding the sport and going to new destinations and getting new audiences, which is great. Now, two semi-finals. It's the business end of the tournament. Nerves will be jangling. JJ, let's start with that first semi-final, and we have Daniel Maciol, the Pole, who's taken some really big scalps this week, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like he does that every tournament, and we all know how great Daniel is, and maybe looking for a little more on the World Nine Ball Tour from him the last few years, but he's coming into his own, and he's really cool under the pressure, I think, and I think he's a future superstar.
Yeah, I agree, and I remember about 15 years ago, Great Britain, we went to Poland for a tournament team event, and they had one player, and we played Poland in the first round, and the night before we were saying, oh, we're going to drill these, we can't lose to these, can we? Now there's about 15, you know, Polish
Too
players.
confident.
Yeah, we did win though, don't worry about that.
Fair
No,
enough.
but,
Well done.
But obviously there's about 15 Polish players on tour now, and you know, they're really good, these Polish players, and I think Jeremy and Scott Frost and myself, we believe that Maciol might be actually the best Polish player right now.
Great stuff. Really good to see him in action. Maciol took the scalp, as I say, of Shane Van Boening, which was brilliant a couple of rounds ago. He's up against Naoki Oi, who is the oldest in the tournament at 42 years young. What kind of form is he in, Carl?
Yeah, he's in very good form. You know, he seems to be sort of going through the field pretty easy. He's had some big wins, and he seems quite fast around the tables. You know, he can move a lot on the shot, but he just seems to be flying around the table. He was tested a little bit in the start of that match, but in the end he come through and he's a winner.
Yeah, and he's really got his energy bottled just right, it seems like. You know, last year a little quiet after an incredible couple, 22 and 23, but we all love Naoki Oi.
Yeah, and when I walked in the venue this morning, about an hour and a half ago, he was on the table, Naoki. His opponent wasn't. Yeah, he was there practicing away.
Absolutely, with the way it should be before a semi-final of a major tournament, the first major of the year. Our second semi-final, Piers Labutis, who is 16th in the world rankings, up against Joshua Filler, who is 7th, who's our highest ranked player. But in terms of Labutis, the Lithuanian, another semi-final for him, JJ.
Yeah, he's had it several in the last couple of years, and a very consistent player, a guy that gets better in the moment, it usually seems. And he struggled a little bit yesterday, never really got totally settled, but you know, those gritty wins can go a long ways.
Yeah, he's really turning into sort of Mr. Consistent in the sense of getting to the latter stages of sort of all these pool tournaments he enters, but the man there, Filler, he's Mr. Consistent, and, you know, winning these tournaments, it's a little bit different.
But this is the one that Filler has not won. On the three previous occasions, as I said at the top of the show, it's been held on home in Germany on his home soil. He's away from home now in Sarajevo. These guys did play against each other, didn't they, in the Derby Classic, and Filler came out on top. So Labutis will be wanting to get a little bit of revenge. But in terms of those world rankings, the only player in the top 10 is Filler. He's the favourite?
Yeah, 100%. You know, starting today, he's the bookie's favourite. He's probably our favourite. You know, if you're gonna think of somebody who's going to be stood here tonight holding that trophy, it's definitely going to be Filler, just because, you know, he's still only like mid-20s, I think 26, 27.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's just done so much. He's the sort of like, he's our Luke Littler of pool, if you like. You know, he's just a phenom. But, you know, the other three lads have got a big day here, and they've got to try and stop Filler.
Well, the question is who can keep their head when all about you are losing theirs. But another big storyline here was the Junior Open. We had 32 juniors taking part at the beginning of the week, and the winner yesterday was Walter Likra from Sweden. He beat his roommate. It One of his best is Ivan Rudenko from the Ukraine, but Walter was absolutely delighted. He started the game at the age of 10. He's 17 years young now. Travels on his own, used to travel with his dad, but does his schoolwork in the evening. Really diligent and a very talented player. This experience will stand him in really good stead, Carl.
Yeah, it will do. You can see all the logos he's got on his shirt there. Very heavily sponsored.
Yes, he gets lots of payment already,
yeah,
possibly.
But like you said there, you know, the fact that they do the walk-on with the other players, and obviously they're playing in this arena, and they're playing on a table next to maybe some of the players they've looked up to. You know, it's fantastic, and the experience they'll gain from this is unreal.
I tell you what, in the interview yesterday, he was brilliant as well, really articulate, and as if he'd been doing it for years, JJ.
Yeah, he's a cool customer. He showed it in that final. He was trailing 3-0, and I think he won 9 out of 10 from there. And from what I've seen just yesterday alone, he's ready to move up.
Great stuff. Growing the sport, supporting the youngsters is what it's all about. Okay, let's bring you confirmation of the draw and who is playing who today. As I said, Daniel Maciol from Poland takes on Naoki Oi at 56-31 in the world rankings, and then Pius Labutis against Joshua Filler. Filler is 7th, Labutis is 16th. All eyes are on Filler right now. He seems to be, well, he is the favourite. Who are you going for in that top match, JJ, between Daniel and Naoki?
Well, I love Nike Oi, but I mean, I'm just watching Daniel all week. He's only trailed in one match, and it was the biggest comeback of the week over SVB, so I'm going to go with Maciol.
Okay.
Well, obviously I'm going to disagree, aren't I? I'd be foolish not to.
I like a disagreement.
Listen, Naoki Oi's been in 2 semi-finals, World Championships and the US Open. He's knocked on the door, he's in his 40s. You know, they do say if you keep knocking, the door will open. Maybe today is his day.
Okay, Labutis there at 16th and Filler, 8th in the world rankings. That second semi, where does the smart money go, JJ?
Well, I mean, like Carl said earlier, if you had to just pick one guy to hoist the trophy and try and get a sure bet, that would be Filler. But I'm going to go with Pius. Pius really run him tough. He's comfortable playing Filler, it seems, and I think he's going to get it done.
Edging his bets today, JJ.
Yes,
Feeling fruity, isn't it?
My goodness.
I'll stick with Filler.
You'll stick with the favourite, really sticking your neck out there. Gents, thanks so much, and we look forward to your commentary, but it's now time for play to get underway and the action to begin.
I'm feeling great. I'm looking forward for my first semi-final match and can't wait.
Daniel is a good player and super solid guys, and super tall, super handsome, but I have a funny. I play maybe funny.
I have good results against Naoki. We played a couple of times and I think all of them I won. But during the match I'm not going to think about that.
Big challenge. I most confidence and more confidence.
This is pool. I played thousands of hours and I have seen everything, I believe. I'm thinking about holding the trophy, but as I said, it's like step by step and I need to focus on the semi-final match.
I do my best, I do my best, please. So let's go.
In partnership with the Ministry of Culture and Sports of Sarajevo, Visit Sarajevo and Hotel Hills Sarajevo, the World 9-Ball Tour is proud to bring you the first Metro Major of the year, showcasing the very best in world-class 9-ball right here in this incredible city. And what a setting it is. Welcome to Sarajevo, a city steeped in history and culture, a place where East meet West, where tradition and modernity blend seamlessly. This is a city that once hosted the 14th Winter Olympic Games in 1984 and the European Youth Olympic Festival in 2019. And today, it welcomes the greatest players in 9-ball pool. Please, welcome our semi-finalists. Ladies and gentlemen, from Poland, Daniel Maciol. From Japan, Naoki Oi.
everybody, for this first semi-final of the last day of the 2025 European Open. We will see you after this short break. Welcome back to Sarajevo, and our first semi-final is ready to get started. Without further ado, let's get to commentary and join Michael McMullen and Jeremy Jones.
Thanks, Di. Good afternoon, everyone. Forget the joking around and the viral videos. For Naoki Oi, this day in Sarajevo is all business. He wants a major title, but so does Daniel Maciol. Players are just coming to the end of their practice racks. So who do you make favourite for this one, JJ? Not a huge amount to choose between them, Oi with all the experience, but Maciol perhaps with a better record in these events in the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's close. You know, Elite has rung pretty true on this table, it seems like. You see all the matches won by Naoki Oi, and we missed him last year a bit, you know, just kind of quiet, but we know what he's capable of, and the energy he brings, and he's going to feed off that energy. He likes it. Very charismatic, kind of got that strut around the table. Maciol is my pick in this match. I just see him breaking the balls so well. Now, one thing, Maciol has not played a match from what I remember here on the main table. I think Naoki Oi did play one match on this table, maybe in round 3.
Yeah, Oi played on this table against Mika van Berkel, the young Dutch player who just didn't really show up on the day. But these two have actually played each other earlier in the week, because the double elimination format that we have in these events allows for that. And the reason Oi was playing in that losers qualification round against Mika van Berkel was because Maciol had sent him to the one-loss side. So when you get these big matches, you're looking back into the past and trying to get some clues. Well, in this case, we only have to look back a few days, and Maciol won on that occasion 9-5.
Yeah, and you know, any pro sport, we always talk about in America, hard to beat a team twice in one season. It seems like how that works. We'll see how it works in this head-to-head match. But, you know, even though not ever winning what you would call a major with Naoki Oi, I think he's the one you can still consider a superstar. But I really think Daniel Maciol is certainly going to be a superstar in this game.
Yeah, Maciol has come through undefeated. Oi loss along the way. For both of them, it's been a mix of close ones and some fairly one-sided encounters. The big moment for Maciol, obviously, in terms of claiming a scalp, was when he beat your good pal Shane Van Boening in the last 32. Although Van Boening was his favourite, you never write Maciol off against anyone because he's got a great record in the last few years of claiming wins against some of the biggest names in the game. Has not been to this stage of an event of this stature before. It's his first major semi-final. He's had a couple of quarter-final defeats in these big tournaments. In this European Open last year, he was one rack away from a place in the semi-final. Here he is, a year on, and he has made the last four. Here comes the lag.
Yeah, the lag hasn't seemed to really produce a break and run in that opening game. Great lag there from Oi. You know, if you look back at this European Open, of course, two of the biggest names the first year in the finals, that being Alvin Ocean and SVB. But the next 2 years were really catapulted rankings and kind of careers for those two winners. David Alcadia got him back on the map after a struggle, but then we saw Mickey Krause really make a name for himself here. So I think you got three guys besides Fieler really trying to get it done.
One thing we've not had in any of the three European Opens there have been is a non-European winner. And Oi is the only player left who can buck that trend.
Yeah, Oi, he really doesn't have a weakness. You know, sometimes he can get a hair out of sorts, but he regroups pretty well. Shot maker, someone who's come tactically a long ways. Breaks the balls pretty well. I'd say he's above average on tour, that's for sure. Just seems like, though, Maciol's breaking and running a lot of racks every match. And we'll see how that unfolds here on the main table.
So on these big days, Jeremy, we get people watching who might not be that familiar with 9-ball. So an early opportunity for you to outline what this push-out is all about.
Yeah, the push-out in 9-ball pool is only after the break. It's either the breaker after making a ball like Oi here, or the incoming player after a dry break. They have one opportunity to declare push-out.
Okay, please.
And move the cue ball wherever they want on the table without a foul. And then the incoming player has the option to take the shot or pass it back. Very crucial, it seems, in the 9-ball pool, much more than it appears just at first light. Little flick towards the pink. Okay, he's left an opening, it appears. Maybe has to kind of ease it.
The target increases slightly. It's been raised to 10 in the last few rounds. Now you need 11 to get through to tonight's final.
And I think he just kind of goes one reel into the... Oh, he's elevated, so maybe he's trying to stun into the 8. Yeah, I thought he might roll that and just hit the back of the 8 coming off one cushion and hold for the red 3 in the opposite corner. But if we talk about, in America, we talk about American football as a game of inches. What do you think pool is? And these guys see those little bitty things much better than we do from the booth.
Extension call.
Poland's Daniel Maciol is 25 years of age. He's number 56 in the world rankings, but whatever happens today, there will be a big leap